Thank you for joining us in our Valley PBS classroom. My name is Mrs. Vang.
I'm Mrs. Nix.
Oh, I guess that's me. I'm Mrs. Hammock.
This is a place for us to learn, practice, and
Grow our brains.
to become stronger readers, writers, and thinkers. We are thrilled to work with you all this year to see some amazing skills that you will learn as we spend time together each day. So let's get started by warming up our
Brains.
with some,
Ear training.
or as our friend Mr. Dawson likes to say,
Daily phonemic awareness.
Okay, boys and girls, are you guys ready? Let's get ready to train those ears. So that means let's turn them up nice and loud. Today, we're gonna play a game called What's the First Sound? So we're gonna be practicing some phoneme isolation. Sounds really difficult, but I know you guys up to the challenge. So today, I'm gonna say some sounds. You are to tell me what the first sound is. All right?
Okay.
So let's practice. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to say a word, and then you're going to tell me the first sound. How about that? Okay, ready? Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here's my first word. Mat. Mat. Think about that first sound. What sound do you guys hear in mat? Awesome job. Mat. Good job. That's how you do it. Okay, are you guys ready? Okay, here's the next word. Sat. Sat. What's the first sound you hear in sat?
Okay, I'm ready.
You guys got it?
I'm ready.
Yep. Okay, ready? Okay, say it nice and loud. Sat. Oh, awesome job. I heard you guys out there. Sat starts with a sound. Good job. Okay, you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay, here's another word. Lip. Lip. Here's my lip. You guys ready? Okay, what's the first sound you heard? Awesome job. I can tell you guys have your ears turned up. Okay, last word. Ready? Last word. Bag. Oh, say it fast, slowly. Bag. What's the first sound?
B.
Oh, awesome job. Awesome job. Awesome job. Awesome job, boys and girls. You guys are doing a great job training your ears.
Oh, wait. Oh, before we go to word work,
Oh, I know what Mrs. Hammock has.
I have a joke for you.
Of course she does.
Okay.
Okay, we're ready.
All right.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Kenya.
Kenya who?
Can you feel the love tonight?
Mrs.
Oh my
Hammock, I
goodness.
love your knock jokes.
Love that song.
And
so
guess
funny.
what? Rita Rica says that. Ha, he, hilarious.
Thank you, Ricky. You're such a good friend. All right, readers, it's time for us to do some word work. I'm going to have Scooter sit down here for a minute. I'm going to get my cards. And this week, we have been working on the short A sound with our apple card. Apple, A. So before we get to the word blending and building, let's take a look at some of the other sounds as a warm-up for our brain. Are you ready? Map, and we spell that with an M. Lemon, O, L. It can also be spelled with an L-E at the end of a word. Here we have rose, R, and it can be spelled with an R or a W-R. Volcano, V. Woo, that tickles my lip. How about the sun card? Sun, S, and that can be spelled with an S or a C-E or a C-I. And we have the zipper card. Zipper, Z, Z. It can be spelled with a Z, but it can also be an S at the end of a word. Sometimes those S's at the end make the Z sound. All right, are you ready? It is time for us to practice blending, and then we're going to build some too. Here we go. All right, here is my word for us. We're going to take it apart and then blend it. Here we go. At. Now let's blend it together. When we blend, we want to make the sounds touch each other. So here we go. Pat. Pat. Very nicely done. All right, let's try the next one. Are you ready? Okay, now we're going to do it very slowly and stretch those sounds. Tap. Tap. Very good. All right, now we've done some blending. It's time to do some building. If I have the word pat, I can make the word rat. Do you hear the part that needs to change? That's right, the very beginning sound. I can change pat to rat. That makes them rhyming words, doesn't it? Because they both have the at the end. All right, let's take a look at tap. What if I change tap to lap? What, do you remember the sound that, that's right, that's the lemon card, and that is our L. Lap. Lap. You did that very well. Give yourself a pat on the back and a kiss for your beautiful brain. Great job. Now remember, this is just one step that we need to practice to get to be a strong reader. We also need our high frequency words, and Mrs. Nix is here to help us with those. Take it away.
Awesome job. Thank you so much, Mrs. Hammock. I just want to say, boys and girls, absolutely that's what we need to do. We need to be able to blend our words, sound our words out. Sometimes we come across words and it's important for us to just know them just by sight. So these are high frequency words. They're words that we see often in our reading and our writing, and so we're just training our brains to recognize them. We've done 3 different words this week so far. Let's go through and remember what those words are. Read them with me. You can read them big and loud at home. Let's do it. School, does, and not. Nicely done. Today we have the word what. Say the word with me. What. Let's spell it together. W-H-A-T. What does it spell? What? Oh, what does it spell? I caught you right there. Okay, let's try using we're gonna put all of these words into a sentence. You want to try it with me? Okay, let's do it. How about this? Do we recognize that one? What does not, look at all of those high frequency words. What does not go to school? Good job. What does not go to school? Am I done? No, what goes at the end? Do I put a period? No, I'm asking a question, so what goes at the end? You're so smart. A question mark. What does not go to school? I don't know. Maybe a dinosaur? Just an idea. All right, so boys and girls, this is something I love to do. I love to think about and make pictures in my mind as I'm listening to stories. I can visualize, and we've talked about that this week. So as you are visualizing some of the words in the story that's coming, start thinking to yourself, what can you see inside your mind? Okay, we've got a story that's coming right up. Enjoy.
The New Kid. Have you ever had a friend help you when you felt lonely, sad, or scared? I hope you enjoyed this story called The New Kid. I was sitting on my porch with George when the girl next door stopped by. George is my parrot. I was trying to teach George to repeat the word hippopotamus. Hi, the girl said. I'm Jade, and I live next door. I hear you're new in town. I'm Lucy, George squawked. No, I'm Lucy, I told her. This is George, my parrot. I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I just sat there staring at George with my cheeks red hot and my hands tightly clasped. I was very shy about meeting new people and was very nervous about starting at a new school tomorrow. I must have looked really worried because Jade smiled kindly and said, My mom says we're in the same class. Isn't that great? Everyone's really nice. You'll like our teacher, Mr. Walker, too. He's nice and does great projects with his class. I'm Lucy, George squawked loudly again, opening his hooked beak wide as he ruffled his feathers and flapped his wings rapidly. George likes to repeat whatever I say, which can be a problem. George is a hippopotamus, George squawked. This is George, I repeated. I taught him that. Then George decided to quietly eat an apple slice. That was a huge relief because George can be extremely embarrassing. Peace at last, I said as Jade and I laughed about George's squawking. Suddenly, Jade's mom called to her. I need to go, Jade said. I'll save you a seat tomorrow if I get to school first, Jade shouted as she ran home. Promise? I shouted back. Absolutely, Jade said. Then she ran through the grass, across the small garden, turning and waving as her mom called again. I was still nervous about school, but I thought it might not be as bad as I thought. Jade kept her promise the next day. She saved me a seat in the front row. My name is Mr. Walker, our teacher said, and we have a new student this year. Tell us something about yourself, Lucy. I wanted to shrink to the size of a bug and crawled under my desk. My face must have turned bright red with a look of panic because Jay started talking really fast. Lucy lives next door. She's my friend and she's really nice, and her parrot George knows how to say all kinds of ridiculous, bizarre things. Suddenly, everyone was laughing and talking about George. I want to meet George, someone said. Can Lucy bring George to school? Someone asked. That's a great idea, Mr. Walker said. We'll all meet George tomorrow. Bring George to school? What would the other kids think if George said something embarrassing, I wonder? Don't worry, Jade whispered. I'll help you. It took me a long time to fall asleep that night. I kept trying to remember all the embarrassing things George had heard me say. I wonder if he'd embarrass me tomorrow. My dad and I took George to school the next day. Say hello to George, class, Mr. Walker said. Hello, George, everyone called. Hello, George, George squawked. Everyone laughed. George is a hippopotamus, Jade shouted. George is a hippopotamus, George squatted. Everyone clapped. After that, there was an awkward silence because George stopped talking, which was fine with me. I was afraid he might say something outrageous. Then some of the other kids began talking to me. They asked if I wanted to play with them at recess. Dad took his time getting George's cage ready. Eventually, they were leaving, and I began to relax. Good job, George, Mr. Walker called. Good job, George, everyone shouted. Good job, George, George squawked. Thanks for everything, Jade, I said. Thanks for helping me, Jade said. That's what friends are for. I was so happy. The first 2 days at my new school were turning out to be 2 of the best days ever.
Did you guys enjoy that story? The new kid? I sure did. I remember starting at a new school, and I was lucky enough to find a great friend. So, do you remember what the story was about? What can you do after you read a story? That's right, you can retell the story again. So, retelling is a great reading comprehension skill to practice your comprehension skills, which is just understanding the story. Another way that we can see if we understand the story is by answering some questions. So let's see if you guys can help me answer some of these questions. I hope you guys were listening and visualizing as you were listening? It was a bit tricky, wasn't it? Because it was just one picture and there was a lot going on within that one picture. But hopefully, remember, you should be making that movie in your head as you guys are listening. So let's go with the first question. Ready? The first question is, who are the characters in the story? So think back to the story. Who are the characters in my story? Do you guys remember? Remember, retelling, Ricky always tells us that's also an important detail to know. So I hear some of you guys. There was Lucy, we had Jade, and we also had George, didn't we? They were characters in our story. And another detail in the story that you should know, or as you're retelling, is the problem. So the question says, what is the problem? Do you guys remember what the problem in the story was? Was it that George was talking a lot? Oh, I see some of you guys are shaking your head. That's right. Nope, that wasn't the problem in the story. What was it? Oh, I think I hear some of you guys. What was the problem? Good job. The problem was Lucy was nervous about starting a new school. I know, starting a new school can be, very nervous, right? So now let's look at how Jade is a good friend. It says, is Jade a good friend? What do you think? And how does Jade help Lucy? Let's see. Oh, I hear some of you guys. You guys are doing such a good job. So is Jade a good friend? Yes, she is a good friend. How does she help Lucy? Do you know what she did? Good job. There was several things that she did to help Lucy, right? So she was a good friend, right? She kept her promise because she went next door to see her and she said, I'll save you a seat. She kept that promise. She saved her a seat in the class. That's one way she was being a good friend. Another way was she was telling the class about George when Lucy was getting embarrassed. Remember when the teacher was asking Lucy all these questions and she got all red and she started to panic and she didn't know what to do, but her good friend Jade came in and told the class about George. And so how does George help Lucy make new friends? You're right. George was the talking parrot and he helped Lucy because they were interested in George and everyone started to ask Lucy about George. So they all started talking to Lucy and then she made many friends. Wasn't that a great story? Oh, that's awesome. So boys and girls, I want you guys to help me. So let's go into our writing prompt. So now that we've read the story, let's write about it. My writing prompt says, how can you help a friend at school? So let's brainstorm. Oh, and I have my friends here to help me. Can you guys help me? Let's see, let's think of some ideas. What can you do at school to help a friend?
Oh, I know. We can say nice words.
Oh, I like that. Can we say nice words? Is that a way of being a good friend? Yes, good job. I like that. And, I see Scooter. Scooter, are you ready? Can you whisper to me? Oh, Scooter says, being nice. Is being nice a way to be a good friend? Yes, it is. Okay, let's put that up here. We're going to put all of our ideas.
Oh,
Okay.
Mrs. Bing, I thought of another one.
What's another one?
What about when we share our things with our friends?
Oh, that is such a good one.
Is that
sharing our things with our friends? So if I'm at school and my friend doesn't have a pencil, can I share my pencil with them?
Yeah,
Yes,
that would be so
I
helpful.
love that. What a great way of helping your friend. Oh, Scooter has another idea for me. Okay, Scooter. Okay, Scooter says, how about helping your friends when they need help? That's another great idea. We can help our friends when they need help. So, like in the story, when the teacher called on Lucy, she got all nervous and she didn't know what to do, but guess what? Jade helped her when she needed help. She knew that Jade needed help. No, Jade knew that Lucy needed help, and guess what? She jumped in and she started talking to the class and telling the class how great Lucy was and all about her talking bird. Thank you so much for sharing your ideas. Look at all our ideas that we can choose to write with. So we said we can help our friends by saying nice words, being nice, sharing my things with them or sharing things with them, helping them when they need help. So when you start writing, you can use the sentence frame if you need to. I can help my friend by, and if you want to say by sharing my things with them, you can just write it in. If you want to choose the saying nice words, you can write that. Or I can help my friend by being nice. Is that a good sentence? That's a great sentence. So let's put that up here. I can help my friend by being nice. Awesome job, boys and girls. Now, for my friends who are second graders, what else can you add? What can you do? So it says I can help my friends by being nice, but give me some examples. What would that be? What would that sentence be? How can you be nice to them? Oh, you're saying, I hear you guys. Some of you guys are saying, can we use our other brainstorming sentences? Yes. So can you add that I can help my friends by being nice? And then I can say, for example, I can share my things with them. Oh, that's a great sentence. Good job adding it on, boys and girls. Those of you that can add on, make sure you add on your words so that you can have 2 or more sentences so that you can make your writing what we call a big, nice, juicy writing.
Ooh, Mrs. Bang, I have another idea.
Okay.
Because we're talking about writing, can we draw a picture? Can we draw a picture to go with them?
Yep.
I
That's my
love
favorite.
that. What a great idea.
Because we learned that pictures in stories also give us information. So when we're writing, we want to make sure to include a picture that goes with what we're writing. And in the picture, sometimes we can even add some extra details to help the reader understand the story or what we're trying to say.
Absolutely. And as we're reading, we can always be looking at the pictures. The pictures are some of the illustrations are some of my favorite part. Do you remember who my favorite illustrator is?
Oh, yes, David.
David Cottrell, absolutely. And so we love hearing about all of our stories and learning about authors and illustrators. And you know what? I think we have somebody else who gets to introduce one of their favorite stories, right?
That's right.
That's right.
Do we have someone?
Are you guys ready to hear from our friend from CIPL, which stands for Curriculum and Instruction and Professional Learning? Right here, CIPL. We have a great friend who's going to be sharing one of her book with you guys. And let's see if you guys enjoy this book as much as I did. Are you guys ready? Hold on tight. It's a great book.
Good morning. My name is Lisa Moglich, and I am a teacher here in Fresno Unified, and I work in curriculum and instruction. And today I'm so excited because I want to share with you one of my favorite books called, are you ready? The Creepy Pair of Underwear. Now I know you might be thinking, well, underwear, that's kind of silly and funny. Well, this creepy pair of underwear does something pretty shocking. And if you're wondering what happens, the main character is a rabbit. And well, he tries to get rid of these creepy pair of underwear by doing some pretty sneaky things. And in the end, there's a big surprise waiting for him. So if you'd like to go and read this awesome story by Aaron Reynolds, visit your library, or you can go on Sora and check it out. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.
Oh my goodness, creepy underwear. I'm not sure how that story's gonna end. Are you?
So I'm not gonna lie, I went ahead and peeked and read a little bit.
Don't tell. No, Mrs. Nix, no. I told them it was going to be a great story.
Awesome.
Don't tell them.
All right. Well, it was so much fun hanging out with you today.
Oh, wait, I have a joke.
Oh.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Toodle.
Toodle-doo.
Bye.